Hello there, my name is dreweast, and today I'll be testing for the 6th GUP. The color that represents the 6th GUP is green, and green stands for a green tree that's growing and gaining knowledge. Alright, now reviewing for the last GUP. We learned the fighting stance. We also learned the back fist. We learned the side knife hand. We learned the hook kick. We learned 2 drills. The first one being from our fighting stance. We step, back fist, punch. So step, back fist, punch. Also, we learned the front kick, front punch, back punch, something like this. Also, we learned a number of one-steps. Many of them were from the outside to inside block this way. First one being outside to inside block, back fist. The next one being outside to inside block, knife hand. The next one being outside to inside block and elbow into the ribs. And the last one from this particular block is outside to inside, elbow to the ribs, reverse elbow to the ribs. So those are the different one-steps from that side. The only one we learned from the other side, outside to inside the other way, punch the stomach, ribs, face. So outside to inside the other way. And those were the one-steps we learned. The self-defense we learned was, well, there are 2 of them. One of them was when someone comes and chokes us from behind. They reach around and choke us, and we can maybe grab their arm with one arm, drop our weight, and elbow them in the ribs. They're going to hunch over, and we throw them from there. And the other one was if someone bear hugs us, we drop our weight, we act like we're going to go this way, and we throw them the other way. Alright, new things that we learned in this GUP. The first one was from the fighting stance to affect our distance a little bit from our opponent and yet help us with momentum with a block or a punch. We would take a half step. If we wanted to move a little closer to them, we would take a half step back with our front foot and move forward with our other foot. And if we wanted to go the other way, then we would take a half step forward with our back foot and move back with our front foot. So it could help us moving forward with a punch, as our instructor showed us, where we would have more momentum that way. It could help us in blocking by moving backwards, you know. And so that was what we learned with our feet from the fighting stance. We also learned a middle fist block. So it would be here or here. And also we learned that we are supposed to be growing in making combos. So combo moves, whether it's blocking and punching, maybe blocking up and punching, maybe blocking down and punching. Just to go over a couple things the student handbook tells us to go over. It tells us to go over a double kick or something, and I don't know what that means, but so I'll try it. But anyways, roundhouse to a hook kick, or a front kick to a roundhouse or side kick of sorts. It also told us to go from a high block to a kick or a block to a kick. And maybe a high block to a knife hand. So working on those combos, just wanted to show a little bit more of that. Also, I wanted to bring up that there was no self-defense shown on our curriculum, which is okay, but it says in the handbook that we're supposed to show some self-defense moves that I didn't see, so I don't know how to show them. Also, I don't think we learned a kick this time, so yeah, I don't have a kick to show. I just wanted to make sure you knew why I didn't put those on the video, and they're named in the handbook. So also, there were no drills shown to us in this GUP, and so I just wanted to make sure you knew why I didn't put a drill in there that was shown in the handbook. So the form we learned in this GUP is called Taeguk Sam Chung. I'm going to do that for you now. Alright, one steps for this GUP were actually a lot of fun for me. We were challenged to create our own one steps and to think about what our strengths are and to play to our strengths. And as I think through fighting and getting in a self-defense situation, I think about probably the greatest strength that I have is I'm an experienced wrestler, but I also know that my arms are not very long. They're pretty short. I'm not going to outreach someone probably. So it would seem to make sense, and this is what I'm hoping to really get your guys' opinion on, but it would seem to make sense to me to fight inside as much as I can. Now against someone big, I would maybe want to strike inside and then move out. But depending on whatever happened, I think I would feel comfortable even grappling with someone. But with that said, I would love to get your guys' opinion. I could be wrong about that. I'm just thinking in my crazy reasonable mind or whatever. That's what made sense to me. So please correct me if I'm wrong. I would love to know and to grow as, you know, in skills of self-defense. So anyways, everything that I came up with has to do with fighting on the inside and mostly using elbows. Everything also, I tried to come up with combos that would end the fight quickly, as I think that's really important to, if you're in that kind of situation, you want to make sure you go home to your wife and kids, and I just want to make sure I do that, or that I protect my wife and kids and that the fight is over and done quickly. So anyways, the first move is from an upper block avoid. Again, I'm stepping inside. I'm not stepping even to the side. I'm stepping inside. So I'm going to avoid and block to the inside. Coming up, blocking, and as I do, I'm going to use my momentum, bring my elbow up, elbow to the ribs or stomach, and then as he backs up, hook kick to the face. So my thought on this is I block up, avoid and block up, come up to the face. He gets hit in the chin or the nose. He backs up like this, opening his midsection. So I use my momentum, elbow him in the midsection. Hopefully this causes him to go like this and maybe back up a little bit, which gives me the ability, after I elbow him, to hook kick to the face. So once again, that's high block inside, and it would look kind of like that in a fight. So that's the first one. The second one is from an outside to inside middle block. On this one, I want to step out and more close to him than necessarily stepping out. So as much as I can, I want to stay close to him. But I'm going to step out, avoid block, and if I can, I want to grab this arm. Now this arm that just punched me, I want to grab it and pull it into me. I know that that's not something we've gone over, but for what I want to do and this little combo I made up, that's just kind of what I've come up with. If I'm wrong, again, please correct me. So come outside to inside block, grab the arm, knife hand to the throat. Then I want to come across with my elbow, face, back to the face. I want to come across his shoulder and trip him and pull him back to the ground. Now if he's done from there, if I've already finished him off, then good. If he's madder than ever, which most likely he's going to be bloody, but if he's not done, then I'm going to punch him to the face and knee him in either the groin or the stomach. So it would look something like this. So the next one would be from an inside to outside block. And what I would do is I would step inside to outside block, avoiding his punch, and I would come across with my elbow, this time to his face, come back across his face with my elbow, grab his head to the knee. Don't know if that's practical, but it makes sense in my mind. So it would look something like this. And then hopefully by that time, knee to the nose, break his nose, he's done hopefully. On the last one, I would step inside to outside block, and it's for a kick, a roundhouse kick. If he's coming at me like this, I would want to step into him, take away the power of his foot. He might still hit my forearm with his shin or his knee, and that'll hurt, but at least I'll take away the brunt of that force, or the harder part of that force that he would get with his foot. So I'm going to step inside to outside block, and I want to punch him in the privates, and then come across with my elbow, face, and hopefully he's down. If not, I'm really inside, and I can from there, grapple with him and continue. So those are the combos I came up with for 1-steps. Again, I enjoyed it. I hope you will give me feedback if you feel like I have not hit the mark on those. I believe that concludes the 6 GUP test, and thank you for your time.